Not while I am handling your most fragile antiques! Now I know why the passionate greeting course stresses the importance of punctuality. I always thought it was just because workaholic Nina couldn't stand to see anyone else sleeping in. I have shamed my entire esteemed profession. I shall hand in my badge and broom at once. Now I know why the passionate cleaning course stresses the importance of punctuality. Oh no! Wicked, bad, naughty Willow! Oh, that's right. It goes wax on, wax off. Oh, silly me. Now I know I have shame. How many fingers am I holding up? Oh, that's right. Now I... Oh no! Wicked, bad, naughty... Oh, that's... Now I... How many fingers am I holding up? You might be the one with the concussion, but the blame for it is on my head. I should have done my due diligence and put up my... Caution! Freshly waxed floors, no bowling. Fine. Oh, boss, you're hurt. Oh, it's all my fault. Yes, boss. May I be of service? Some dusting, perhaps? Or would you like a souffle? Pie and pudding en flambe! Oh, that's right. It goes... You aren't going to tell Nina about this, are you? Disciplinary protocols in the PCC are... well, let's just say all of us maids simultaneously crave and fear an evening in Nina's function. Boss, you are so good-hearted and forgiving. I only wish I could follow your example and forgive myself. How many fingers am I holding up? When I said I would clean your clock, boss, this is not what I had in mind. How many fingers am I... Boss. Oh, that's... How many fingers am I holding up? Does it hurt terribly? And please, do not lie to spare my feelings. I must know the truth in case I need to call for medical assistance. Are you sure you are all right? Because I would be neglecting my sacred duties as your chambermaid if you were in need and I failed to act. Shall we still go ahead with our tour? Let's see. If you look to your right and then down, you will see the very spot I nearly lost my job. Moving on! To the left we have the conservatory drawers. Boss, I have something very important to ask you. Pine scent or citrus? I have been considering upgrading my dessert skills. Nina mentioned you knew a buxom baker with a flair for sweets. Do you think she would take on a new student? I'm very eager to learn. Maybe we should tour the east wing of the mansion instead. I have it on good authority that the Lieutenant Commander Chambermaid over there is much less concerned with the shine of her floors. Boss, I have something very important to ask you. Boss, you are so good-hearted and forgiving. I only wish I could follow your example and forgive myself. I feared the worst, boss. Miss Willow in the West Wing with the floor waxer. I have been considering upgrading my dessert skills. Boss, I have something very important to ask you. I feared the worst, boss. Miss Willow and... I have been considering upgrading... Yes, boss. May I be of service? I just can't help thinking. Had I not waxed the floors so well, that bowling ball would have crushed those wine bottles instead of your head. Things would have turned out very differently. All that wine over my clean floors. Maybe I would have been mad at you instead of at myself. As if I could ever be mad at you, boss. It is a common misconception that all French maids must come from France. We do all need to attend the Académie de l'Art Domestique in Paris, though. Otherwise, you are just a sparkling house cleaner. If I had $1 million, I would buy you only the fanciest Dijon ketchups. I would. People think to be a French maid, one must simply wear a silly little costume. No. To truly be a French maid is a way of life, and a 4-year degree and apprenticeship in Paris. if I had... People think to be a... I have been considering upgrading my dessert. Oh dear. You may have forgiven me for the bonk on the head, boss. But just you wait until you see my retail therapy bill after I took a trip to the plant nursery to cheer myself up. Oh, boss. You polished me like I am made of silver. I must say, I nearly regretted my boldness in inviting you here to my humble little West Wing after everything that transpired. But now, I am overjoyed, because not only have I finally gotten to meet you in person, as I have dreamed about, but I have seen firsthand what a forgiving and good-tempered boss you are. I am so excited to see you, boss. I pet my plants. Oh, I saw that on a rude fridge magnet. I think back on that starry-eyed girl attending the prestigious Parisian Académie de l'Art Mystique, dreaming of donning the lace cap and apron. If only she could see how far I have come. In French, a common pet name for the one you love is my little cabbage. And I think that's beautiful. Not to mention doubly affectionate when I say it, on account of how dearly I love plants. I think back on that starry-eyed girl attending the prestigious Parisian Académie de l'Art Mystique. In French, a common pet name. Call had an interesting question for me the other day. What do they call French maids in France? I never thought to ask. In French, put my service to the test. In French, yes, boss. May I be of service? Some dusting, perhaps? Thank you for getting me out of the mansion. I love my work, but I love a romantic moonlit stroll just as much. By Nina's grace, you will always be my boss. But perhaps now we could also consider one another... friends? I was going to say perhaps more than friends, but I was worried it might be a little too forward for my station. If you want to express such a sentiment, however, are you a feather duster boss? Because I am just tickled to see you. To excel in my field of work, one must be good at dusting, polishing the silver, defensive martial arts, and, of course, giggling flirtatiously with the boss. Cole had an interesting question for me the other day. After my years studying to be a French maid, you would think my grasp of the language would be better, but at least my formulae is on point. I may seem sweet, boss, but I am very protective of my plants. Anyone who messes with them will find out for themselves why the word maid is just one letter off from math. To excel in my field of work, I think back on that starry-eyed girl. I do so love a good locked room mystery, especially when the maid or butler did it. But not that I would ever with hands as talented as those. You are lucky you are my boss and I the employee. Otherwise, I would have to put you to work at once. I am telling you, boss. It was fun for me to hold the beach umbrella for you. Just because I am off the clock does not mean I leave behind my love of serving you. I hope you are finding everything to your liking, boss. Oh, good. I pride myself on being as tidy and aesthetically pleasing as the rooms I clean. I want to know I make you happy, boss. Boss! I was not expecting you, or else I would have taken time to make myself more presentable. I just hope my stockings aren't dirty from scrubbing the floor on my hands and knees. Is this my feather duster? A French-made skirt by regulation is very short. But I bet you are still wondering what I am hiding underneath. A lace garter to hold a spare microfiber glove. Of course. Is this my a French-made skirt? So many girls you know seem like they stepped straight out of a sci-fi story. I'm surprised I'm not a robot maid like in old cartoons. Am I one of those robots who do not know they are a robot? I would not say this to just anyone, but if you wanted to be a bit messier, then... You know, I think all the best things in life are French. French bread, French maids, French kissing. A French maid's skirt by regulation is very short. But I bet you are still wondering what I am hiding under. Is this my feather? So many girls with hands as talented as those. You are... Oh, well, right. Technically, I do not work here. But it is a romantic sight to see a pretty girl sweeping away leaves from the steps of a temple, no? Being your chambermaid is so much more than a job to me. I feel like there's this sacred bond of trust and affection between us. Maybe I am only being silly, but thank you for letting me speak my truth anyway. It means so much just to know you see me for what's in my heart. Oh, good. You're here. I have been waiting for ages to pick up this clutter so that you can enjoy the view while I do it. You know, because I'll be doing so much bending over. I would not say this to just anyone, but if you wanted to be... So many girls you know seem... Being Lieutenant Commander Chambermaid is so important to me. Sometimes I forget to be anything else. If I were just Willow, what would I do? Who would I be? I want to say... podcasts? So many girls... Is this... I would not say this. My schoolgirl days in Paris left me with a taste for pain au chocolat. But now I am grown and a certified maid. The flaky pastry crumbs that get everywhere drive me crazy. It's a real conundrum. Boss! You will cause me to make undignified noises. A film about a maid who wins the heart of her boss? Are you telling me something? I sure hope so. It's as clear as freshly squeegeed glass that we are now so much more than employer and employee. But with your permission, I'd like to still call you boss. Thank you, boss. It's just that every time I say it, it gives me a little thrill, like a shiver up my spine. I'm just so happy to serve you, and I never want that to change. I only use eco-friendly 100% non-toxic products, so it can't be cleaning fumes making me lightheaded, which only leaves one other possibility. Boss, you take my breath away. Are you hoping for a position in the PCC, boss? Because you are sweeping me off my feet. Being Lieutenant Commander Chambermaid is so important to me. Are you hoping for a position in the... My schoolgirl days? Ask me about my white glove service. Are you hoping for a... My schoolgirl days? Being Lieutenant... Ask me about my... With hands as talented as those, you are lucky you are my boss and I, the employee. Otherwise, I would have to put you to work at once. I feel as though, even if I left the PCC, what you and I have with one another would not change. I would serve and love you no matter what. Would you want that? Good! Because I have a lot of paid time off accrued, and I am taking a vacation starting... Now! And I want to spend every minute of it with you. Now that I have free time, I decided to start my own podcast to share my French training with the world. Too many amateurs are posting cleaning hacks that are actually poisonous gas recipes. Ugh. I have been hard at work practicing my poker face for the next time Nina challenges me to a game. Oh, I'd show you my progress, but I can't look at you without breaking out in a silly lovesick smile. I would love to spoon-feed you something sweet. Any ideas? I've cross-pollinated a new variety of rose. It has a perfume with notes of chocolate and strawberries. And lime green petals naturally. Would you like to meet her? I'm sure she'll love you. I thought being on vacation from my PCC responsibilities would be a nice relaxing change. But just today I was shopping in an upscale boutique and... suddenly found myself folding the couture. If you'd like to tip your chambermaid. Ask me about my white gloves. I spent so much time cleaning one wing of your mansion, I never explored the rest of it. Oh, did you know you have a home theater with hot tubs instead of seating? Boss, I'm mad about you. Why, you could even say we were made for each other. My affection for you is overflowing. No need to get the paper towels. I meant that metaphorically. I want to take you to Bronx, show you where I went to school, eat with you at the little bistro I used to frequent, bring you to all the best museums. So what do you say? Can we leave tonight? Boss, I would love to spoon feed you something. Given the development of our relationship, I have some ideas for new ways I'd love to serve you, boss. And if I may make a suggestion, I'd like to keep my uniform on. Boss! You will cause me to make undignified noises. Don't you dare give me the holidays off, boss. I want to wear this while I pour your eggnog and serve you a festive breakfast in bed. Do you like it? It's the uniform from my days in the prestigious Parisian Académie de l'Art Mystique. Do you want to roleplay as my professor of sweeping things under the rug? Ooh la la! Are we going to the beach? Or maybe your private pool? The third one, you know, on the 8th floor of the West Wing? The one with the mirror ceiling. You know the old saying, for richer or for poorer, in sickness and in health? I think I will add, in cleanliness and in clutter, to our vows. Ooh, I like this. Maybe if you put in a word with Nina, this could be my new work uniform. Or maybe we should keep it just for ourselves. For private service.